Hi, I'm Heather. I'm an author, an editor, a book coach, and the founder of The Creative Authorpreneur. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about formatting your manuscript to send off to agents, publishers, even your book coach or your beta readers. Just sort of how to make your document look professional and be easy to read so that everyone understands that you're taking this seriously and you're putting your best foot forward. This is particularly important if you're sending it to an agent or publisher. You really want a professional looking document. Alrighty, so let's jump in. And as we go along, if you have any questions or comments, you can just leave those below and I will answer those for you. Okay, so what you'll notice here is I have a document and we have some lorem ipsum. And in this, I'm pretending this is a whole novel. And I have 3 chapters. Let's just pretend they're very long chapters. Hopefully you don't write chapters that long, but here you go. Alrighty. So the first thing I want to do is I want to think about what are the industry standards? Like what do agents and publishers expect to see? And the first thing that they expect to see is they want a basic font like Times New Roman. In fact, I would almost universally suggest that you use Times New Roman. This is what agents like. Also size 12 font. So please, no Comic Sans, purple, italicized, bold font, please. Okay, just Times New Roman, size 12. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control. So I'm in, just in case you didn't recognize what this is here, this is Microsoft Word. And so I'm just going to go along here, and it's pretty transferable. So if you're using Google Docs or if you're using Open Office, most of these things can be found in similar ways. So just follow along as best you can with this. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything and make sure that it is in fact in Times New Roman and has a size 12. So I'll say Control and A on my keyboard, which selects everything. And then I'll come up here to where it says Open Sans, and I'm going to select Times New Roman. Great. Now I'm going to come over here to the size and I'll select size 12. Excellent. Now everything's in the proper order, at least as far as the size. Now, I usually don't have to worry too much about the margins unless you have changed the factory presets in your Word. They should be about 1 inch, which is what they should be. You know, that's standard. That looks good. Notice here, now this is something that's very hard to fix at the end. So let's hope that you're fixing this at the beginning or that you're writing this way the whole time. However, if you're not, this is something you absolutely must do before you send your work off. So look here. Notice how everything is in block text. Agents and publishers don't want to see this because it has to be reformatted before it's submitted. Okay, and so you want your document to look professional. So the first thing, if I haven't indented anything, I'm going to go first and put in all my indents for all my paragraphs. Okay, so I'll click right before the beginning of the paragraph and I'll hit Tab. Sometimes people will say, "Well, that looks like too many indented spaces." It's a factory preset. You're fine. Just hit Tab and be done. Tab. And go down to do this for each of your paragraphs. And again, let's hope that you didn't write a 400 or 500 page manuscript like this, because that's a lot of tabbing. But if you did, this is what you have to do. Okay, I'm going to come along. I'm going to do this. La da 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 da. Okay. Oh, I tabbed too many times. Let's go back. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, tab, 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 tab. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost to the end of the document here. Uh-oh. Again, I tabbed too many times because that was already done up here. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Okay, so now I have all of my paragraph indents done. Now, notice though that there's still a really funny spacing between what had been my block text here, where it looks like there's extra room between the paragraphs. I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to go Control A, select everything. And I'll come up here, if I'm on my Home tab, I'll come over here to Paragraph and over here to Line and Paragraph Spacing. And I'll click down and I'll say remove space after paragraph. Bam. Great. Now, everything is single spaced at this point though, and we want things to be double spaced. So I'm going to say Control A again. I'm going to come back here to Home, Paragraph, Line and Spacing. Click down there, and I'm going to make everything double spaced. Perfect. And again, it's so much easier if you get used to writing with your document already set up like this. And that's what I do always. I don't have to format my document at the end because I format it from the beginning. So I write in times 12 with double spaced all the time. Okay, so now it's starting to look better. Now I need to put in some kind of a title page. There are a couple of ways I can do this actually. One, you can just sort of create your own, which might honestly be the best thing to do. Let me show you the two ways. First, you can just say cover page and go here and you can choose, maybe one of them is basic ones. You don't want anything too fancy or flashy. Like I wouldn't choose this one or this one. Just maybe something very, very simple. Okay. Or you can just insert a blank page like I did right here. And I'm going to come to this, I'll come to the top of this page here, and I'll come down a few spaces to, give it a little, go in a little bit, maybe come down 3 or 4 spaces. I'll center it and I'll put the title, and let me center it again. There we go, title. And I want to put the title of my book. And my book is named Great Book. Right under that, and centered again, it's going to go back to normal, and that's fine. I might put the word count. Some editors really like to have a word count. So I'll put word count. I'm going to drop down a little bit, and I'm going to put my author's name right here. Okay. And I'm going to put my phone number, 555-555-5555. Is that the correct number? Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to put my email address. So my author, so I'll say author@gmail.com. Okay. Now, if we look at that, oops, and I clearly cannot type. There we go, author@gmail.com. Okay, so now we have this, and notice because I put the blank page, it didn't scooch everything down here. Like it's still staying formatted, which is fantastic. Alrighty, so we are good to go here. The first thing I would like to do is, I'm just going to go ahead and change these though very quickly to, because down here, right, I have everything in Times New Roman. And because I haven't really set what normal is, I'm just going to quickly change that up here as well. This is probably the simplest way since it's only the title page. Okay, there. Just so my formatting matches. And great book title, I'm going to go ahead and format the book title area very easily here. So I'll click on title right here. Whoops, go back to the center. I'll right click on it and I'll go to modify. And I'll say over here for formatting, I'll say Times New Roman, and 28's fine. Automatic, which is black, is fine. We'll say that it's always in the center, and that's okay. Great. Now everything is in Times New Roman. Perfect. All right. Now I want to set up my chapters to be headings. So the first thing I'll do is I'll put my cursor anywhere. So each of my chapters is going to be a heading 1. So I'm just going to click chapter, and then I'll click chapter, and I'll press heading 1, and it will change it to a heading. You'll notice it over here. I'll do the same thing over here to chapter 2, and then I'll show you how to format them. Chapter 2, I'll say heading 1. Beautiful. Okay, where's chapter 3? Chapter 3, heading 1. Perfect. Okay, now, and I'll do that for each of my chapters, whether I have, 15 or 53, it doesn't matter. I'll go through for each of them. I'll click on them. I'll make them a heading 1. Now I want to format my heading 1. So again, I'll click on heading 1 up here in styles. I'll right click on it. I'll go to modify. And again, I want to change it to Times New Roman. 16 is fine, but I don't want it to be blue. I want it to be black. So I'll change that. I want it to be centered. That looks really nice. Okay. Now, I really also want it to look good on the page. So I'm going to pull a book out for you. So here's one of my favorite books. It's The Hunger Games. And I'm just going to use this as a demonstration. If you open this to a chapter, you'll notice how there's a drop down here. There's a space between the top of the page, the chapter number, and then there's another space here before the paragraphs start. Editors and agents and book coaches don't really expect you to get all flashy and have all the bells and whistles, but it's nice when it looks professional, because then they know that you are taking it very seriously. So let me show you how to put those in. I'd come down here to format in the same page, and I'll go to paragraph. And it'll say spacing down here. And this is where I add in that spacing. For this one, maybe I'll say 200. And you can play around with this, but 200 for before and 50 for after usually looks pretty darn good. So I'll say, okay, okay. And now what's going to happen is it's going to look like this. Okay, and you're like, well, where are all the spaces that you talked about? Now it's time to put in our page breaks, because again, our agents and publishers are really going to want this. Okay, I'm going to go to the first chapter, and I'm going to put my cursor before chapter 1, and I'm going to come up here to layout. Yes, layout, and I'll go to breaks, and I want to go to next page. Bam. There you see. Now that's that 250 that I put in. It looks great. Now I'm going to go to the next one. I will put my cursor right here before chapter 2. I'll say layout, breaks, next page. And there it is. It's beautiful. Next one, chapter 3. And again, this one's thrown off a little bit here. And that's okay, because it's going to be, when I go to layout, breaks, next page, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to put it right where it belongs. So now we have this lovely document where you have your great book's name. Everything is in Times New Roman. The only thing is now we would want to insert. Let's see if we can. Where is it? We're going to insert some page numbers right over here. So if you go to insert and then page number, okay, and let's put our page numbers maybe at the bottom, plain number 3, like that. Perfect. Okay. And we always want to give our page numbers. Okay, there we go. So here we have our great book. And I hope that was helpful. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. If you like this video, definitely like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be offering you a lot more sort of behind the scenes ways to make your writing and your submission materials that much better, so that you can be sure that you're putting your best foot forward to agents and publishers, and you're much more likely to get them to really look at your work and consider it, because that's all that we really want as writers, to have someone give us, an honest chance and a fair chance. So definitely like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye, writers.